All right, hello everyone, and welcome to our major information session this morning. Today we are talking about information technology at Kent State Geauga and the Twinsburg Academic Center. My name is Mary Lynn Delfino, and I'm one of the admissions counselors here at the campus, and I'm also joined by my colleague in admissions.
Hi, everyone. My name is Bethany Bejo. I am also an admissions counselor here at Kent State Geauga and the Twinsburg Academic Center. We are glad that you are taking a look at this video as we talk about one of the majors offered in full on our campus, and that is information technology, or IT. And we look forward to the session today.
All right, so today we're going to have a conversation with Dr. Judy Paternity, who you will meet in just a few moments. She'll tell you a little bit about herself and her experience, how she got into IT, and then share a little bit more about the major itself, some reasons why you might consider majoring in information technology, and of course, what you can do with this major. So we're really excited to welcome Dr. Paternity today to our session. So hello, Dr. Paternity, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you this morning?
Pretty good, pretty good. So welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So Dr. Paternity, tell us a little bit about yourself. We see some of your credentials here on the screen, but I'm also curious to know how you got involved in information technology. What made you choose it?
Well, I've always been kind of a geek. So I started my career teaching in special education. I taught learning disabled kids for about 10 years. And even during that time, I was setting up my own little computer labs for my students so they could get some hands-on experience and do some programming and play with the toys, even though I was teaching math and whatever else. Then I ended up going in and started to do some training in businesses. I was teaching business writing, business math, communication skills. And what I really wanted to do was teach computer applications. So traded in my Mac, got a PC, because Macs weren't really the thing back then for businesses. And I started teaching Microsoft Office and actually teaching workforce development at Geauga campus. And then they hired me to teach math and computers and business statistics. So I was kind of straddling 3 different departments for a while, and eventually just found my home in what was then computer technology, which is now information technology. And it's fun. I found my little niche about what I like and what I don't like. So a lot of the students come in and they want to do networking and play with the toys, and I prefer other parts of it, like web design and some programming, database design. I love it. I can get all nerdy about it. It's great.
All right, that's awesome. And I love that you mentioned IT really, connected well with your inner geek, and you are already doing some of those things. So we know that we have students who might be interested in this program for whom this is not their first career. This might be a second career choice. So it's really good to hear your story and to see how, you got involved, in this area and how your own career trajectory evolved over time. So that's really awesome to hear. So Dr. Paternity, tell us a little bit more specifically, and you've already mentioned some aspects of information technology, but what does information technology encompass? And as you're doing that, could you also contrast it with computer science? Because that's a question that students often have when they come to us. They're not sure, which one they want to do because they both kind of sound alike.
Okay, let me start with the big ticket items, the difference between IT and computer science. Computer science is much more heavily based in math and science, and it's a lot more theoretical. So if you really want to get in, to have hands-on practical experience with a list of skills that you can put on your resume, you don't need as much math, you don't need as much science, and it can all be done online, or we can we can actually meet in person too, or virtually. But it's a very, very hands-on application-based program, so that when you come out, you have, okay, I know these programming languages, I know, these skills in networking, prepare you for certifications that are really needed in industry these days, different aspects of web design. The hot ticket item these days is cybersecurity. Huge job growth in there, which is a lot of networking, but then a lot of other, let's see what's going on in the computer. Did anything change? It's really pretty cool. Healthcare informatics. So if you like the idea of working in healthcare industry, but you don't have the stomach for the blood, or you don't have the science skills and you still like to play with the computers, this might be the place for you.
Yeah,
And
that makes
as you can
sense.
see, the degree can be earned completely online. You never have to step foot. So if you're working somewhere else, you don't have time, you have family, you have a job, and you can't get to school, you don't have to. You could do it all, like asynchronously within certain parameters, but it's all online.
Sure. Do you see, what are some ways that students who are seeking this degree 100% online, how are they supported in a program like IT? Obviously, using technology to learn about IT is pretty cool because it kind of goes hand in hand, but do you see students benefit more from being in person, or the success rate just is high online? Are they doing, how are they being supported in that online program?
A lot of people do fine, like independently, but those who need more, face to face, I am always willing to meet students either live and in person at their convenience, online through Collaborate, or if we're moving into Teams, whatever vehicle you want. I've talked on the phone, email, and I mean, this semester especially, I mean, I've met with a lot of students online because they're running into trouble with programming, and meeting face to face isn't really convenient or safe. And it's wonderful. I mean, so we can connect with our students. On my online classes, I ensure that we have discussion threads every week. So we have interactivity, people post questions, they work together, solve problems, while keeping your own schedule so you don't have to be on at a particular day or time.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah, it did. We do encounter students occasionally who might be out of state students even, as Marilyn and I have talked about before. So it's nice to have the option for this degree to be 100% online and still stay connected to you as a faculty member, and also their fellow students through discussion threads and projects that they can work on together on an online platform. So that's really awesome, especially in a year like this where we have shifted so much to things being online. So that did answer the question. Thank you.
So why major in information technology? I mean, I know some reasons why. You've already mentioned some reasons why. But, there are so many things that a student can choose from. So are there any particular reasons that you feel strongly about that maybe match up with a student's gifts and talents, or with what is needed out in the world, that might be a good fit for them?
Interestingly, I had just had a phone conversation with a person who works at a company who was saying she can't move up in the company because she doesn't have a degree. She has skills, but she doesn't have a degree. So we're talking about, well, maybe you should get a degree in IT because it's complementing what you're already doing, and then you have more room for advancement at your current company, or it might give you skills to move on to another company. We know the statistics, the higher degrees you have, the more money you're going to make. There are so many opportunities in IT these days, especially look at what's going on this year, especially with everything going remote. You need more people in technology who can help other people because they don't know what they're doing. And there are so many jobs out there that you can do what you want. And especially like people who want to work from home, there are jobs that you can do remotely. You can do like web design. You can, help desk is a little more challenging if you're not right there and in person, but you can still talk through, coach people on what they're doing. Um, and the opportunities are just ramping up because as we go into like a national database for healthcare, which they keep talking about, you need IT people to manage this stuff or to make sure it stays safe and secure. So I mean, there are so many jobs in your area. As people get more into technology, they have more technology needs and people to support them.
Mm-hmm. What I think is really interesting about the job outlook for information technology is that it's very good. Projected growth, 11% over the next 10 years. The salaries tend to be good. And at our campus, we offer both an associate degree and a bachelor's degree, which is wonderful. So you have stepping stones. If you're not ready to take the plunge into the 4-year degree, it sounds like, from what I understand, maybe you can confirm that even with an associate degree, you can make a leap in your career and possibly in the salary that you're earning.
Oh, absolutely. Plus, we are going to be launching in the near future some micro-credentialing, so you can get a few courses under your belt and then move up and keep adding to, as your time and money allow, to end up with higher degrees later on, associate degree, bachelor's degree, but start with some credentials.
Right. And what kind of like micro credentialing or certifications are like the most popular in this field right now that people are seeking for their employees to gain? Which, like you mentioned, cybersecurity is a pretty common one right now. Is that what employers are looking for, like specific areas within IT?
Usually it's the networking stuff at the moment, so like your A+ certification. So there are a couple of courses you can take to prepare for those certifications. There are other ones that are in programming if you wanted to go that avenue. There are certifications in trying to think what else. But I mean, networking is the one that most people look at, but they are a good base to move on to other things too, if you don't want to go into straight networking.
Sure. Yeah, that makes
Like
sense.
those.
So I've brought up our next slide, which kind of leads right into that. What can you do with an IT degree? And again, you've touched on so many of these already. When you said a health database, potentially a national health database, I was also thinking about healthcare. When I look at the top 10 careers over the next 10 years that will have the most growth, healthcare is usually, has 6 or 7 of those top spots, and the other ones are IT. So what a cool way to combine that and to really get involved in something that's in demand, for the foreseeable future. So here are some of the other options that you can do with an IT degree. Is there anything that's not listed on here that people have been doing?
I'm trying to think what else, because there's so many different avenues you can take,
I think
and that
that's,
like combine different skills.
yeah, I think that's the cool thing about IT, because basically anywhere you work, there's a need for someone to have some kind of education in IT, or they have their own department. So, nonprofit organizations have an IT department. Healthcare industry has an IT department. We have one here on our campus. So basically, anywhere that you venture out into the world right now, they need an employee that knows what they're doing in regards to something IT. So it's really cool that it is such a broad, like if you have a passion, like you said, if you're passionate about healthcare, but you don't want to look at blood or bodily fluids, you could still work in a hospital or a doctor's office in the IT department, and kind of be a member of that healthcare team. So I don't know. every time we talk about IT, Marilyn and I we joke that we want to go back to school for IT, because it's just like, there's so many things that you can do with it and so many ways that you can be helpful, you know, to different sectors of employment. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, because it's in all sectors. I
Yeah.
mean, any company you go to is going to have to deal with IT in some fashion or another.
Dr. Paternity, do you have any recent student success stories that you'd like to share with us?
Actually, and one of my students who is kind of homebound, and he just graduated with his bachelor's degree, and I hired him. I have my own little consulting company, and we're working on a job together to design an online landscape management program for a friend of mine. And he is just so talented. And so I know that it's a good launching pad for him to go off and get other jobs, creating other stuff. And he likes programming, he likes web design, and he's ready to learn and do anything. I've had, other students who, they graduated and they just keep moving up and up and up in their companies and just doing really well. It's, I mean, it's fun when they, connect with me to say, oh, look, I'm at this job now and I'm doing this. And, they all find work because there's plenty to be had.
That is a wonderful story about one of our recent graduates. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm sure that you are a wonderful mentor to him, or to her. I think it's to him, as that person grows and advances. And we all know those personal connections are really meaningful. And I think that's one of the strengths of our regional campus system, especially our campus here at Geauga and Twinsburg, is it's small. And so you really do get to know your professors, you get to know the other students in the class. So for me, that would be one reason that our program is really set apart from others. Is there anything else about our program here at Kent State that you think sets it apart from, other programs? And I say that because when I was driving this weekend, I heard an ad for a website where I could go to earn my IT degree in 12 months or less. And that's great, but why choose Kent State when there are other options out there?
Well, I can tell you that we are truly an 8-campus system. The degree exists in the regional campuses, and the faculty in the regional campuses meet once or twice a year or more, and we're talking about the program. We're updating the courses to make sure that they are relevant in the workplace. It also, one component is to do internships, experiential learning. So we're trying to get people experience in the industry, because not only do you need a degree, but you need experience. So whether you're in a company live and in person or doing it remotely or however, we're trying to ensure that that happens, and we're teaching the skills that are needed in the area, in industry right now, and we update that as often as is needed.
Wonderful. So students really have access to the entire Kent State University system, and it's expansive. It's the second largest university system in the state of Ohio. So that is something, and our IT program is definitely a bedrock of that, especially here at our campus at Geauga and Twinsburg.
Yeah, and the idea that, again, students can stay connected and network and gain field experience and internship experience is something that I always say when talking to students at admissions appointments, is that's going to get you the experience you need to help set you apart in the industry after graduation. So that's really, really important to get that field experience. But if you are watching this and you are interested in learning more about our IT programs or admission to our campus, please feel free to contact Marilyn or myself. Marilyn is primarily located at the Twinsburg Academic Center, and I am located here at the Geauga campus in Burton. But you can contact either one of us, as we are one campus with 2 locations. So we're happy to help you out in getting you set up with the admissions process, and maybe getting you any information that you might need about the IT program. And I never hesitate to contact IT faculty for info or help, or send a student your way to get the info they need. Or even I've had a couple former students call and say, so does Judy still work there? I'm like, yeah, she does. And they want to, because they want to get your advice, or they want to hear about me if you know about any opportunities. And you are always willing to talk to our students, current and past students, prospective students, about the industry and how they can be successful. So I really always appreciate that about you and your willingness to answer my questions and theirs. So yeah, definitely feel free to contact us if you're interested in the admissions process. We would be happy to help. And I believe the next slide talks a little bit about the application process. So if you are interested in applying, you can visit our website, kent.edu/Geauga, and we have the Apply Now button several places on our homepage there. So you can select Apply Now and fill out that online application. If you are a transfer student coming from another institution with looking to bring transfer credit in, make sure you apply as a transfer student. If you have not previously attended another college, or you're coming right out of high school, you would be a new freshman. Or if you're someone who has a bachelor's degree, but you're interested in coming back and earning another degree, there is an option to apply as what we call a post-undergraduate student. So if you have earned a bachelor's degree but want to come back to school, you would fill out that application type. Again, you can contact us if those application types are a little bit confusing, or if you want to know which one is the best for you to fill out on our website there. We are currently in the fall of 2020 waiving application fees. So if you're interested in that, give us a shout and we will give you instructions on how to get that application fee waived. We will need official transcripts from your high school or any previous institution that you have attended, including GED certificates and score reports. If that applies to you, you can have those sent over directly to our campus. We accept them via US mail, also through some digital transcript platforms that schools will use to send. We are test optional, so we do not require ACT or SAT scores or minimum GPA requirement for admission to the university. So that is something, if you have test scores though, send them our way. They oftentimes can help with placement and make sure that we're getting you in the right types of courses to start your journey here at Kent State. And there's lots of information on our website also about financial aid and scholarships, all things that Marilyn and I would be happy to talk with you about. And then once we get you admitted into the campus, if you're like, I am ready to talk IT, we will point you in the right direction and make sure that you get launched off successfully into that program. So anything that I am missing, Marilyn?
I don't think so. We'd love to see you for a visit, either virtually or in person. So visit our website, kent.edu/Geauga, for information on how to schedule a visit. Also, visit our website for more information about the information technology program. There you can find a roadmap, so you can kind of click around and see what courses are available, get course descriptions, and of course, you can find Dr. Paterniti's contact information there. So we're so grateful that you could join us today for this session. We've learned a lot about information technology that we didn't know before our conversation today, even though we see each other a lot and are often in conversation. So it's a wonderful field, and you're an awesome faculty member to be working with our students who are interested in this field, are passionate about it, or maybe those who are really unsure. So we're so glad that you were here today. Thank you very much, Dr. Paterniti, for your time.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Anytime.